This is the perfect example of a 90s action film. Demolition Man, released in 1993 and directed by Marco Brambilla. Starring Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes, Sandra Bullock, Nigel Hawthorne and Benjamin Bratt. Production budget of $57 million, a domestic take of $58 million, international total of $101 for a worldwide total of $159 million, giving them a profit of $102 less all marketing and associated costs. Okay, Demolition Man. Wow, this is one of the classics of my youth. It's a very silly time travel, fish out of water, perfect utopian future with a dark undercurrent sort of movie. It's quite amazing in that really campy 90s action sci-fi movie way. It's very clean. That's the other thing. Its production values, they look clean lines everywhere until you go down below into the catacombs and the sewers where all the rebels and everyone else who doesn't want to live in the forced utopia upstairs. Then that's very grimy and grotty, but also very stage and set grimy grotty. I'm half tempted to call it a vintage classic just because it really has that feeling. You know, it's the 90s. It's what, 30 plus years, about 30 years ago now. Wow. And it's got stars of, well, that time period. Sandra Bullock, Wesley Snipes, Sylvester Stallone, and of course Nigel Hawthorne. I was stunned to see him in a movie, because up until this movie I think I'd only ever seen him in Yes Minister and Yes Prime Minister. So to see him as an evil version of his political sitcom counterpart, that was really weird. That really tripped me out when I first saw this film. Now you may have noticed I've said despite this or despite that. That's because it's also trashy. It's also just dumb. Audio quality in particular is it's appalling. Almost felt like lip syncing or dubbing. The CGI is not fantastic when you do see it, when it is there. A lot of the jokes land well, and they're still kind of funny. The 3 seashells joke. Shells, you muppet. Seashells. You may have seen that meme online, you may have heard about it, but never know where it's from. This is the movie it's from. There's a lot of situational humor, a lot of fish out of water humor, a lot of man out of time sort of thing, and it's good. Whereas it's as good as Stallone can deliver. Okay, let's be honest. The dialogue. It's terrible, right? It's very cheesy and hokey and just so corny. The little jingle scene in the car where they're singing along to their favorite ads of yesteryear. Oh man, it's bad. And Stallone's character, he agrees with you. But the endearing part is it's largely meant to be. The music and the effects and just the occasionally well done lighting, you know, it just adds to the fact that this is a nostalgia hit. This really is a 90s movie nostalgia hit. This is the 90s in a sci-fi film. It really is. Costumes, props, sets, you know, explosions, fight sequences, the slow-mo, some of the slow-mo stuff, and the twists and the turns, you know. But the thing that stands out to me is the social commentary and the jokes. The social commentary ain't subtle, and it's not entirely well done. The social commentary on human behavior is unexpectedly deep and accurate, but at the same time, light as a feather and glossed over very quickly. But a lot of the jokes really do work, mainly because, funnily enough, Stallone has good comic timing when it comes to making that kind of like startled, confused, or I don't want to be here face. That face he pulls when nothing's making sense to him, it's the perfect I don't get it face. I mean, he's not good, but he's also great. I don't know what to do about this film. Like, on one hand, when I was watching, I'm going, this is just terrible. But I was laughing, I was having fun, I'd never checked the time once. I knew every scene as it came up and I was still having fun. And every time I watch this film, I'm surprised to see Dennis Leary in it. I really am. That always catches me by surprise. As for score, here's the breakdown for a total of 16.25. You'll notice that fun factor is a fair bit higher than script and dialogue. Look, this was a nostalgia kick and it was a great time because of that, I suspect. But at the end of it all, yeah, I would recommend this as a 90s action example. Just be prepared for what you're jumping into, okay? Kind of dumb action, a really random nude scene, and some heavy language just because it's the 90s and they just did that. So there's my review. Hope you've enjoyed it. This is the first of my new format. Hopefully this means I'll be able to keep on time with things. Like, share and subscribe, comment down below, and most importantly, I hope that you have a great week and you get some time to go watch a movie.